Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to rank the new Master Set items in the Hut Roots event that just came out in NHL 22. We're going to talk about the 92 overall cards, the ones that you can upgrade just like you could in the 16-bit event, as well as the under 22. We're also going to discuss the 93 overall cards that you can buy in the auction house or just pack if you're god tier luck. And I want to bring something up because I want to know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section, because I felt that this event style is far better than any other event we had in NHL. Just like when the under 22 event came out, I had mentioned on my podcast, on videos, on stream, that allowing the free-to-play players to actually get involved in the event is the biggest W that EA has done in Hockey Ultimate Team for event in quite some time. The ability to go out and get an 86 overall card and then upgrade it at your own pace is just an absolute win. There's no way to look around it. There's a lot of the player base. I mean, 90% of the player base doesn't spend money on this game. So while that is the case, I think that some things need to be adjusted going forward. We had mentioned in the Game Changer chat quite a bit, and just online and on Reddit, you guys had mentioned, and credit to my boy Flash Davin if he's watching, he had tweeted out that they need to be able to pull the 92 overall cards in actual packs, because when you pack a 86 overall card, that's great, but you're really only getting like 60,000 coins because you still have to pay 300,000 coins to upgrade him. So it wasn't really all that great to pull one of those cards. So when they added in the 93s, this event was kind of mixed. It was a mixed emotions because it makes the 92s much less desirable, and the only way to get these 93s is packs, which is just kind of a bad look. Anyways, let's get into the rankings, and I'll discuss and tell you guys all of my thoughts on them, but I just want to get that out. Let me know what your thoughts are. For free-to-play players, do you enjoy this style of event? What changes do you want to see? And if you spend a lot of money on the game, or you play it a lot, what do you want to see? All right, let's get into it. Coming in at number 4 among the 92 overall upgradable cards is the 92 Leon Draisaitl. Now, it's not that this card is bad. He's 6'2". I need to preface this by saying, if I'm criticizing any of these cards, guys, please understand that they are still among the best in the game. I just have to try and rank them, so I have to give some negatives to some of these cards when comparing them. So Fly the Zone, which is great. Booming Shot is becoming one of my favorite ones as well. And then he gets Thief as his third synergy. Here is the issue, guys. 90 speed, 88 acceleration, mid-90s shot, mid-90s hand stats, and then defensively, he's got 98 defensive awareness and 97 stick checking with his with Thief activated, as well as a really good face-off rating when you have everything activated on. Here's the problem. These are going to cost you 370,000 coins if you already have the card. So let's say you use collectibles and you have the 86 overall. 370,000 cards is going to get you this Leon Draisaitl. Here's the issue, guys. You can go out and get the 91 Superstar Origins Austin Matthews for, well, more than half the price, and he has got the same skating. He's actually got a better shot. And then the only other spot where, like, there's some discrepancy, it's by 1 or 2 points. So this is just not it, guys. This is basically the 91 Superstar Origins Austin Matthews. And honestly, if you're really looking for a centerman that you really want, go buy that card. I've been saying it for weeks that is still a pretty good value. People have just moved on and forgotten about it. But early on, that card is still one of the best. I mean, I use the 91 Austin Matthews X Factor as my second line center, and you guys have all seen my team. Next up is going to be the 92 FILIP FORSBERG. Again, this card is very good. He's got Spark when you get it activated. That's awesome. He's got Buzzing as well as his third synergy. Again, I've mentioned this before. Buzzing is a little bit more difficult to activate just because there's a lot of other options you'd rather have. But more and more, they're trying to, like, keep speed in check, so they're putting Buzzing on a lot of cards, so it might be a little bit easier for you now, and he has Gladiator, which is nice. So when you add all this up, he's got 91 speed, 92 acceleration, 96 agility, which is great. Mid-90s shooting, hand stats are in the high 90s, body checking's phenomenal, he's got good size. Here's the issue, guys. Like, there is 7 right-handed winger cards that would be better than FILIP FORSBERG if you're going to spend, again, about 400,000 coins in doing this upgrade path. If you were doing it free-to-play, you know, and you're using all untradables and you're using event collectibles to cut down the cost, that's still great. I still think there's a better option coming up. But let's just play this out. I mean, you've got McKinnon, you've got Ovechkin, Panarin, Pasta. Like, there is just so many. That's not to mention some people have Lemieux, even Jordan Kyrou. There's just Jack Eichel and Stamkos, guys. Like, you can go on and on. Right-handed wingers are just some of the most abundance in terms of top-end talent in this game, in terms of Hockey Ultimate Team. So FILIP FORSBERG is just up against it in that case. So unfortunately, this card is extremely good. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just got so much competition that a lot of you guys that are in the market for 400,000 coins on a card, you can just spend it elsewhere and get the X Factor versions of, like, let's say Jack Eichel, and then use, you know, I showed you guys how to get power-up collectibles very easily, or the best, most effective way in another video. Just a better way to go. Then we've got the 92 SERGEI ZUBOV. So 6'1" with Fly the Zone, Gladiator, and then he does get Protector. His other options are Booming Shot, which I do like quite a bit as well. The reason why SERGEI ZUBOV is number 2 on my list is just because defense is still very difficult to find at the top end. Even for righties. Righties will have a lot more competition, but the thing is you're waiting. So Dougie Hamilton's X Factor, Seth Jones' X Factor, you're kind of waiting for them to get a big bump. And at some point it will, because EA will just give out charity cards for those guys to bring them up. You've also got John Carlson, Kale McCarr, like it's just a lot of competition. But let's pretend you don't have any of them and we're just looking at these 4. 93 speed on a right-handed shot, 6'1" defenseman is very good. 91 acceleration. He's got mid-90s shooting. His hand stats are all phenomenal. They're almost all maxed out, actually. Body checking is 88 with synergies activated. And then defensively, he's got 96 stick checking, 99 defensive awareness. Tape to tape, I like it more as a superstar ability, but it's still very good if you don't have a lot. And then quick pick, I do like quite a bit. It's one of the best superstar abilities, I think, because it adds those animations and allows you to intercept passes in the middle, which is the most devastating thing you can do. He's also got Seeing Eye, which I like a lot on defensemen, because it does obviously increase the ability to score when the goalie is screened. Just all around an extremely good card. The thing is, again, is this worth 400,000? This one's close, because again, when it comes to defensemen, there's not a lot of middle tier guys, and if you don't have the really big expensive ones, obviously that's going to make it a little bit more difficult to find you top end guys. Like, this one's close, but the problem is 91 acceleration is not very high. Like, what will happen, guys, is that when Seth Jones is going to be is the best example, because he's already got good skating. 6'4" with 91 acceleration and 6'1" with 91 acceleration. That is why you see those big, huge defensemen much more valued than these guys. But right now, this SERGEI ZUBOV could be on your team for like 2 more months probably before you're going to want to replace him. But this is still a very good card. All right, and number 1 is the 92 BOUWMEESTER, and just barely. Like, I think him and ZUBOV are pretty interchangeable, but let's talk about this one. The state of left defense in this game is pretty tough. So if you didn't take part in the under 22 event, you don't have Rasmus Dahlin, who I think is this card just slightly worse. His skating is just a little bit lower by 1, literally, but he's also 6'3", and I do like BOUWMEESTER's abilities a little bit more. Bowen Byram, I still think is slightly better, but BOUWMEESTER is 6'4". Byram's only 6'1". Ty Smith, this is the reason why, guys, I'd mentioned that Ty Smith is going to, while he was very good at the time, very easily replaceable quickly, and that's because guys like this, it's 6'4" and only 2 less skating. There's not really competition here. But let's just talk about BOUWMEESTER as a whole. 91 speed, 91 acceleration, 97 balance. He's just not going to get knocked off the puck, so if you carry it out with him, it's going to be very effective. His passing is 96 when you get his synergies activated. Body checking's maxed, essentially, and so is his defensive awareness and stick checking. Like, this is an extremely good card. The one thing, again, 91 speed and acceleration is going to be replaced by February. Like, you are going to have teams where everyone has that, essentially. So if you spend 400K on BOUWMEESTER, it's obviously going to be replaced. The thing is you can't really replace 6'4", and among defensemen on the left-hand side, like, you've got Hedman that's coming, whereas on the other side, on the right-hand side, you've got Hamilton, Seth Jones, John Carlson, a lot bigger players that will get upgrades. On the left-hand side, it's a lot smaller defensemen other than Victor Hedman. So BOUWMEESTER can be on your team for quite some time. And if you were going to do one of the 4 of these, I think he has the highest longevity, along with ZUBOV, but ZUBOV just has way more competition. So if you are going to do any of the 4 of them, BOUWMEESTER would be who I recommend. He also has Shutdown. But again, I'm not even going to lie, I'm not huge on any of these. Because I think that they are very similar to all of the other ones that we've already gotten. And that is one of the biggest downfalls of these events so far, is that this is literally like NHL 22.3 in terms of just player overalls. Like, there's cards that we got 4 weeks ago that stack up very closely to this, which is, kind of tough, obviously. Now, how many untradables you have and things like that, that will change in terms of how many collectibles you use. But I still would recommend, if you were going to upgrade one of these 92s, please do it with coins as much as possible. Trade in your tradable cards that you would use for the Hockey Root collectibles. Trade those in for coins, and then do it with coins, because when a 92 happens and you want to get rid of this BOUWMEESTER, you can refund him all the way down, get half your coins back. If you do it with all collectibles, all you're going to do is get half of your collectibles back that you can't do anything with other than make other Hockey Roots players. So I just want to keep that in mind. All right, now let's rank the 93 overall cards, guys. We will start with Leon Draisaitl. Nothing really changes. His skating stays exactly the same. You can get Fly the Zone, but I mentioned earlier, just go and get the 91 Origins Matthews, and that is exactly the same card, essentially. So, wow, this is a very, very good center and still one of the best in the game right now, for sure, with his size especially. There's just really no point when you could just go get him for more than half the price. So Leon Draisaitl, he's going to fall quite a bit here. Coming in at number 3 would be at FILIP FORSBERG. He does get Wingman and Spark as well. He's got Booming Shot and then Buzzing. Speed only goes up by 1 here, so speed by 1, acceleration by 1. Everything else is the same. This is an amazing card. Again, just same situation as before. Ovechkin, McKinnon, Panarin, Pasta, Eichel, Stamkos, just way too much of a competition there. So if you're going to spend that much on getting the 93 FILIP FORSBERG, go and buy one of those other guys because they can upgrade in the future. And yeah, that's the only thing here. If there was no competition, this is one of the best right-handed wingers. Then we've got SERGEI ZUBOV. Again, this skating doesn't really change at all. This is, again, just more that he could be in your lineup a little bit longer than some of these other guys because there's less options to replace them. But still, like, tape to tape is very good, gets in reverse, quick pick is okay, but nothing really changes all that much with him. He's still extremely good, so there is that. It's just not much of a change here in terms of this SERGEI ZUBOV. Here is the change, though. All right, so Jay BOUWMEESTER gets Workhorse and Magician, or Workhorse and Spark, sorry. He then also has Buzzing and Gladiator, 93 speed, 92 acceleration. So his speed goes up by 2, acceleration goes up by 1, then 99 essentially everything else at 6'4". 93 speed at 6'4" with 92 acceleration and 95 agility with shutdown, tape to tape is a superstar ability, and in reverse at 93 speed. Like, this could be, in terms of the left-handed defenseman landscape, this could be in your lineup for, like, the rest of the game, essentially, because, you can't raise 6'4". Like, that's locked in. That is why this card, if you can go out and get, I've seen him going for, like, 450K right now. I have a feeling he's going to go up once he's out of packs, because, again, there just isn't a lot of options that are going to compare to him. This is the one I'm going to chase. I think is one of the best cards in the game right now. And again, if in terms of all of the Masters that we've seen, the 92s and 93s, this is the one that's clear and away the best in my opinion. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Again, it's very difficult to rank these, and it's going to be team dependent, right? Like a lot of these cards, if you don't have a lot of right-handed wingers, then maybe FORSBERG jumps up to number 1. Same with ZUBOV, or even Draisaitl. Center is a weak position, but again, that 91 Matthews is basically the same thing. So let me know what you think in the comments section down below. I'm curious to see, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.